Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And down he'll go at the 25. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Out to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Detroit! Detroit!
After the interception, here's Jackson. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go!
They go play action here on 1st down. On the crossing route, complete. It's Andrews. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just to enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Play action. Now Jackson. An incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Set. 3-19.
Jackson will throw again. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
All right, here we go.
Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Lucky 56. Gone.
On play action, they'll throw. Going up top. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help in the contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped them at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson on 1st down. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Now it's Jackson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is fielded at the goal line. 20 to the 22-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And now running right through it. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Jordan Jenkins in there to sack him for a loss of 6. First and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
This is taken at the 23. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They run with Harris. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Harris. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
The give is to Jones. And he powers his way up past the 30. Tashawn Gibson there on the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go now. Blue landed. Blue landed.
Off play action. Boyle. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And taken right on the 30. A great return there of 22 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage advantage in field position. And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Goskowski now out to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Boyle, Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Jordan Jenkins in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Ravens on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Operating from the gun. Boyle. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that, because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney now, Barney.
He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
He'll drop to throw. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing to start the drive. Boyle. Now they go screen. It's complete. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. To throw on 2nd down. Boyle. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Now let's go. 3.
Looking to throw. Boyle. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, Let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They'll toss to Harris. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. They run with Harris, and he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now here come the Ravens. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 1st down, Boyle. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Here we go now.
On 3rd down, Boyle, a dump underneath to Jones. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 1st and 10, Boyle. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle to the right side and complete to Hurst. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Off the play fake. Boyle. And this one's incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd down and 12.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Off play action. Boyle. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary 1st step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This is taken near the 13. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get into that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Harris. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Jaguars on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Over. Gun.
Back to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself
Green
into an
39.
error.
Green 39.
Throwing on first down. Boyle. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun, Boyle. Escaping the pressure right. Airing one deep for Kirk. It got his man. Complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Yeah, baby. Blue.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. 319. 319.
On first down, Boyle. And he rifles one incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Off the bootleg. Boyle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
This is Harris. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Over.
Now Harris. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
This is Harris. And shedding through the tackle. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Over the middle, complete. That's Black. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. up. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Ravens on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 30.
Back to throw. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll look to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it's looking like the Jags are going to win this football game. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They run again with Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 3rd down. That's Harris, and he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game, but these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the